Today, we will be speaking about symbiotic relationships. Symbiosis describes the relationship between two different organisms living closely together for various amounts of time. There are three specific types of symbiotic relationships. The first is parasitism. A parasite is any organism that lives in or on any other organism. This is also known as a host. Parasites damage their host in two different ways. The first is by feeding off host tissue. Organisms like leeches and fleas feed off host blood, while ringworms feed off tissue. The second way parasites harm their hosts are by excreting toxins into the host tissue. Specific examples of organisms that do this is a bacteria called tetanus bacilli. Animals and plants can be hosts to viruses, bacteria, fungi, and nematodes. In addition to this, animals can be infected by protozoa, flatworms, and insects such as lice, fleas, and also arachnids such as mites. Viruses are not always considered parasites, since technically they are not alive and can only reproduce once inside of a host cell. The second type of symbiotic relationship is commensalism. In commensalism, one party can benefit while the other is neither harmed or is helped. A great example of commensalism is between the shark and the remora fish. Remora fish contain a suction on their dorsal fin, which helps them attach to the shark and feed off of the scraps of the leftover meal of the shark. In addition to this, remoras gain protection from other predators and conserve energy. What is interesting is that the shark never feeds on the remora fish. The third type of symbiotic relationship is mutualism. In mutualism, both parties benefit from the relationship. An example of mutualism is the relationship between legume plants and nitrogen-fixing bacteria. Nitrogen-fixing bacteria create nodules around the roots of the legume plant. The legume plant provides the bacteria with energy and nutrients they need to survive. And in return, the bacteria provide a usable form of nitrogen to the plant. In conclusion, organisms interact with one another in many different ways. Symbiosis is the relationship between two different organisms in the same environment. To recap, the three types of symbiotic relationships are parasitism, where one party is benefited and the other is harmed. Commensalism, where one party benefits and the other is neither harmed nor helped. And finally, mutualism, where both parties benefit. Regardless of the type of relationship, symbiotic relationships describe how organisms are all interconnected to one another.